Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than Super Saiyan 3. Yes, you heard that right. Think about the time before Battle of Gods. Yes, before the infamous finger flick. Before the time where old forms needed burying to put over new forms. Super Saiyan 3 was the badass pinnacle of Goku in Dragon Ball Z. It was the form I couldn't wait to play in the Budokai games. Budokai 2 because they didn't have it in Budokai 1. There was something so awesome about it. Something so powerful and captivating, yet at the same time it was a double-edged sword with the power consumption. It truly was a form of tension and consequence. I used to love watching Goku wield this form with such stress, and it made me think of the Kaioken days. Huge ramp up in power but at a great cost in the body. I love when transformations or power-ups felt this way. So why is Super Saiyan 3 stronger than Super Saiyan 3? What does that even mean? Well, if you've watched my previous two videos on Super Saiyan 1 and 2, you'll know exactly where I'll be going with this one. I'm going to tell you why Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than you think, and stronger than the guidebooks tell us. Let us begin. You see, when it comes to wins and losses of Super Saiyan 3, just in Dragon Ball Z, no GT or Super for obvious devaluing reasons, Super Saiyan 3 is actually better than most people realize in terms of its performance.
But Super Saiyan 3 didn't get any big wins.
Shut up! Let me tell you why Super Saiyan 3 is awesome. First up, it squared off against Fat Buu. At that point, the current power, which was unmatched, it squashed Super Saiyan 2 like a cockroach. For Super Saiyan 3 to even level up to Buu, and in certain dialogues surpass him, that's a pretty solid start to the form. Plot had Goku leave the battlefield against Fat Buu, so it's not Super Saiyan 3's fault, it's the writer's fault. Is it really a 4 times jump from Super Saiyan 2? Could you really line up 4 Majin Vegetas or 4 Super Saiyan 2 Gokus and tell me they would defeat Fat Buu's monstrous power at that point before Super Saiyan 3? Hell no. Using the 4 times jump, you would statistically say yes, that should be. But if you watch the show, you can clearly see that 4 times would never be enough. Buu, who literally performed an explosive wave after powering up, Majin Vegeta was crippled from that. Not to mention regen and a bunch of other hacks. For Super Saiyan 3 to meet this power and exceed it, 4 times is a criminal lowball of a multiplier. You can give Super Saiyan 2 Goku or Majin Vegeta a theoretical Kaioken times 20 and it still wouldn't get the job done on screen against Fat Buu. Definitely from a battle logistics perspective. That Super Saiyan 3 power feels more like a Super Saiyan times 50 magnitude of a power up on top of Super Saiyan 2. It's like Super Saiyan 2 turn in Super Saiyan, if that makes sense, because 4 times on top of Super Saiyan 2, you do realize that's like saying Kaioken times 4 Super Saiyan 2 Goku could beat Fat Buu, or Super Saiyan 2 Goku's Kamehameha is halfway to Super Saiyan 3 levels because it's a 2.2 times power boost. We know there ain't no way in hell Super Saiyan 2 at that point in the story was going to beat Fat Buu, whatever you give Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 3 at that point was the one form that heavily implied it could have got the job done. Because then we have Gotenks versus Super Buu. Let me tell you this right now, Super Buu was a monster to the point where he was treating Super Saiyan Gotenks like a damn joke. He got outsmarted by some crazy attacks, but once the games were over, Super Buu was far superior when serious. To the point, even when Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks initially came out of the time chamber, Super Buu still had his number in the beginning, taking on the raw power of Super Saiyan 3 fusion. So Super Buu would definitely demolish Super Saiyan Gotenks. But when Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks started becoming serious, got in the zone of that Super Saiyan 3 power, that monstrous Super Saiyan 3 power was clearly equal or just above Super Buu, as demonstrated with their mouth blast comparisons. Even Piccolo said Buu was suffering mentally, and the panels made it look like Buu was on the ropes. Buu was being overrun in power by Super Saiyan 3, and it just goes to show you how deadly Super Saiyan 3 is, unlike all of the unfair jokes surrounding the form, times 4. Super Saiyan 3 is monstrous, man. Let me also mention that Super Saiyan 3 was a level of power that was going to win that fight against Super Buu. It's not Super Saiyan 3's fault. It's Fusion's fault and it's Gotenks' stupid behavior. If he was serious from the beginning, Super Saiyan 3 would have likely smashed Super Buu through attrition. Then we get to the Z anime. Oh boy, the legendary Z anime, where so many plot convenient power-ups take place. Jeez, you know Buuhan is the strongest in the manga, right? Well, you should know that Kid Buu is the strongest in the Z anime through statements, dialogues, interviews. Does it make sense scaling wise when Goku fights Kid Buu on level ground? Hell no, it doesn't, but you cannot delete a plot convenient power up for Goku in the Z anime. You see, in the Z anime, you could initially put Super Saiyan 3 Goku mid-Buu arc at the same realm of power as Fat Buu. Then you get tons of characters surpassing that level, but then all of a sudden the earth explodes, Goku is in the land of the Kais, and his Super Saiyan 3 is taking on the strongest Buu. Don't believe Kid Buu is the strongest in the anime? Go and read the original dialogue statements and interviews by Toriyama himself, and once you've done reading that and still don't believe it, go and cry against the wall with your Daizenshu. Super Saiyan 3 Goku did surprisingly well against Kid Buu, despite Buu having even more broken stamina. For an alive Goku to handle Kid Buu like he did with a form that requires so much energy, he's a legend for doing that. But just because Goku ran out of Super Saiyan 3 juice against Buu doesn't make that Super Saiyan 3's fault, no. It's Goku's fault for not being able to handle it with his pitifully weak body. Just kidding, he's super strong, but Super Saiyan 3 requires a super strong body. It's a monstrous form that should not be slept on anymore in the community. Don't blame Super Saiyan 3 just because your weak ass body can't handle it. Anyway, Super Saiyan 3 ends up as the strongest power in the Z anime, above Ultimate Gohan. Want further proof that Super Saiyan 3 is above Ultimate Gohan? Check out Wrath of the Dragon, where Ultimate Gohan gets one-shotted, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku saves the day. A big movie win for Super Saiyan 3.
But Super Saiyan 3 didn't get any big wins.
The strongest power-up in the Dragon Ball Z anime, except Super Vegito. And then you have Fusion Reborn, which, let's be honest, Super Saiyan 3 had an awesome skirmish with Janemma's full power, but the form actually overran Janemma's earlier form, and had one hell of a power-up scene, warping hell and shaking it. Super Saiyan 3 is a badass transformation, and one that is criminally underrated and mocked because of its portrayal in Super and GT. Look, Super and GT are series that needed to put over the next big forms, but we cannot deny that Super Saiyan 3 is the king transformation of Dragon Ball Z. No wonder they call Dragon Ball Z the Golden Age. Look at all that golden hair. And so what if it looks ugly? I cannot stand how some try and slap eyebrows on this form to make it look elegant and pretty and wonderful and divine. That's not the point of this form. This form is meant to portray a barbaric look, intimidation like a gorilla in the wild. It's meant to be scary for battle purposes, to survive, to overwhelm the opponent. Mind games are just as important in battles, and it pulls it off so well. Super Saiyan 3 is ugly, but that's what I love about it. But I do love in Super Dragon Ball Heroes they have Goku Black use the full power Super Saiyan 3 Rose with eyebrows, and that does work for him. He's jacked, he's a divine character. He's not a beast like a primitive Saiyan, so the prettier face works for his version of Super Saiyan 3. I love that, and so powerful too. But the original Super Saiyan 3, don't knock it. It's got its own unique look and traits, and to be honest, it's the ultimate form that symbolizes Goku. Think about it, every other form in Dragon Ball is a symbolization of something. Super Saiyan 1 is the awakened warrior from Rage. Super Saiyan 2 is similar, just stronger. Super Saiyan 4 is going back to the Saiyan roots, the pinnacle of primal power. The god forms all speak for themselves, but what does Super Saiyan 3 symbolize? What does it mean for Goku? It symbolizes who Goku is. No other form does that. Super Saiyan 3 is the form that breaks limits and goes beyond them again and again. It symbolizes who Goku is as a character. He breaks limits, and that's what the form is all about. It sums up his training in Otherworld. Ascended Super Saiyans? No. How about Ascended Super Saiyans? It shows us what Goku achieves through hard effort and struggle and dedication, and it combines with his primal nature. Super Saiyan 3 is the form that represents Goku's character the most. It's the most personal form to Goku.